Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week, beginning Tuesday, really, the 26th of May, 2020, ending Friday the 29th, which is also, sorry about that, which is also the end of the month. So the reason we say Tuesday is because Monday's Memorial Day and a holiday here in the US, so everything will be closed, stock markets and banks and everything else. So there won't be anything to do from that perspective, and this will be the end of the month. Not the end of the quarter, but still the end of the month. So we will have to see how this goes. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. If you look at the last 5 candles on the daily chart, they did nothing at all, and that's why this week was fairly boring. It wasn't a ton to do. We didn't want to overtrade it. It's been probably the most boring straight through 5 days since back in January or so. And the prior week wasn't super exciting either, but this was definitely a new low in terms of activity. Let's go through the major daily charts, then we'll look at the intra-week action, then we'll talk about the economic data coming out this week. So we've got crude oil was down to 33.03, down a few cents. And look, I mean, it's back up, obviously, because economic activity is picking up again. Gold down $3.60, but still hanging near the highs. S&P cash gained 6.94. Still leaves it basically at the 62% fib retracement. Nasdaq 100 up 36 points for the Friday session. The SOX was up 11 points. Not a big deal there. By the way, let's go back to the Nasdaq real quick. We are well above that 62% fib retracement. We have also filled the gap. That's important. But one of the things I want you to see, and it doesn't seem to be here. There it is that's weird. Hang on one second. We're missing the secret tool, and we really want you to see the secret tool on this because I'll have to go back and look. But at the end of the day, we had a 13 sell signal on Wednesday. That was the top. That's also when we filled the gap from back in February. So the daily chart of the NDX has a 13 seeker sell signal. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it was for a second. I don't know what that was all about. There it is. 13. See the 13 right there? So we did have a sell signal there. We also, on the S&P, now have a 13 sell signal. So both of them have 13 sell signals. The last time we got it on the daily chart time frame was right before the top back in January. Keep in mind, we also had a monthly one going on there at the same time. Biotechs, like I said, near the highs. The Russell 2000 was up 7 on Friday. Not anywhere near the highs. The VIX closes down to $1.37, but still above. So it had a 13 buy signal about 3 weeks ago, and it's still holding above the risk line of that. Trend closes at 1.57, puts the 10-day at 1.20. Nasdaq volume 3.6 billion shares. That was kind of the lightest we'd seen in a while, which is not surprising. We told you volume would be light Friday as everybody leaves for the long weekend. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq plus 498 on Friday, plus 394 on the New York. Google gained $6.49. That's a new high since the breakdown. Apple up $2.04. That's a new closing, almost a new closing high since the breakdown. Netflix down $6.93. Amazon down $9.86. Tesla loses $10.72. So actually, a lot of the big stocks were actually down for once. Facebook up $3.52. That's a new closing high on Facebook. Evidently, the only thing people have time to do besides Netflix while they're in lockdown. Here's Goldman Sachs at down 17 cents. We had a good week there. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 99 cents. If you do nothing else this week, make sure you watch the SpaceX rocket launch as we head to the International Space Station on Wednesday. That's going to be a big one. First time U.S. astronauts going back in space for almost 10 years, which I don't even understand that. Okay, and then let's go to a 10-minute candle chart. Sorry, that's not it. This would be it. On the ES, here's what's interesting. We gapped up really big on Monday, and this is why it was such a dull week. Yes, we're green for the week because of the gap up, but frankly, late on Friday, we were basically touching the opening 5-minute candle from Monday. These were very flat days across the board. At best, Monday gap up and you closed higher. Tuesday gap down and tried to fill the gap and closed, and then sold off late Tuesday. But then Wednesday you gap up to fix that, go flat. Thursday, each of these days, if you look at it, was just so flat. I mean, ridiculously flat. We spent a lot of Friday inside of the opening 5-minute candle from Monday, and we never really did anything. This is the most boring week we have seen in a really long time. There's no other way to look at it. On the Nasdaq side, it's really not that much different. A little more of a bias to the upside, but overall not very interesting. So that's why this was really one of the poorest trading weeks I've seen in quite a while. All right, in terms of economic data coming out the week ahead, we've got nothing on Monday because of the bank holiday. Tuesday, S&P Housing Price Index at 9, Consumer Confidence at 10, along with new home sales. Wednesday, Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10, Fed Beige Book at 2. And then Thursday and Friday are the most data. Preliminary GDP, that's the second look at GDP for the first quarter. Durable goods, unemployment claims, that's the weekly, initial, and continuing jobs claims numbers. Preliminary GDP price index at 10 a.m. pending home sales, and natty gas at 10:30. Crude oil inventories at 11. They're both on the same day because of the holiday on Monday. On Friday, core PCE price index, personal income and spending, goods trade balance. Chicago PMI at 9:45. Revised University of Michigan sentiment at 10. And that's it. So all the data is stacked into the last 2 days of the week, but none of it is the major numbers that we like to look at. So everything will still be just based mostly on this pandemic and the virus, and we'll see what it turns out to bring us. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week. Enjoy your Memorial Day.